everybody, I'm Kimberly Turner from cookingwithkimberly.com, and this is my mom, Ingrid Turner.
Hi.
And Mom is going to bake us chocolate chip cookies today. So I figured I'd hurry up and get the camera set up so that you guys could see Mom's chocolate chip cookies. So let's go. What's up, Mommy?
Yes, we're going to start with 1 cup of sugar. Actually, I'm making a double batch.
Okay,
So-
that's very important.
Yes.
You guys know that. There's going to be a million cookies.
Of butter.
How much?
1 cup of butter.
1 cup of butter, okay. And that's semi-melted, or does it
It's
matter?
semi-melted, just because it was really cold when I took it out of the refrigerator and I put it in the microwave for a few seconds.
But that works very well. We actually did
Yes.
the same thing with the Irish soda bread, and that worked out very well.
Next, 1 cup of brown sugar.
Okay.
1 cup of white sugar. I know it sounds like a lot of sugar, doesn't
It's a
it?
double batch, though.
Give me just.
I'm cleaning up your stuff as we go.
We're going to beat this until it's nice and fluffy and light in color.
If you have one of these machines, they're awesome.
Yes, they are.
That was like less than a minute, and
Yes.
it's all nice and light and fluffy
Yes.
and gorgeous.
And we're going to get it even fluffier and lighter. We're putting in 2 eggs.
Okay. That's a room temperature.
Room temperature.
Does it matter?
Actually, for cookies, I don't think it really matters. I've never really paid attention to it. For cakes, definitely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that was-
show them?
Sure. That was on low speed, lowest speed?
No, it was maybe number 2, between medium and low.
Okay. Here's what it looks like. It's all light and creamy and fluffy. See that? Beautiful. If you're looking to get one of these mixers, you can check out our website at shop.cookingwithkimberly.com, and you'll find 2 of these beautiful KitchenAids on there that we quite like. Okay, so now she's going to start adding this flour,
Yes.
a bit at a time.
About 1/3 of it at a time.
Okay.
And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda right into the flour.
Into the flour. Now, you didn't sift the flour?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
For cookies, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so we just put this back on, and now what's next?
Now we're going to add the flour. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda
Okay.
right into the flour.
Okay. And how much flour?
We have 2 cups and 4 tablespoons of flour.
Of all-purpose flour?
Yes.
Unsifted, doesn't matter.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm just going to just eyeball it and put about 1/3 of the flour in.
Okay.
Looks about right. We're just going to start out slow because the flour will go into a big cloud if we turn it up too high.
Absolutely. So you have it on the lowest speed now.
Yes.
Until it's just mixed through. That was the
Yes.
first third-ish?
Right.
Yeah, you'll be really upset when it goes on the air. I've done that before.
You'll look like you've been really baking up a storm because you'll have flour all over your face.
I think everybody does that in their kitchen at one point. Don't be scared. It'll be all right. And now the last third is going in until it's just combined.
Yeah. I'm not quite happy with the consistency of the dough, so I'm going to add just a little more flour.
So it's too wet.
It's too wet.
And that all depends on the day
What's
you're
going
baking. You have no idea. Every batch of ingredients is slightly different, and your atmospheric conditions play a huge part. Last night I made bread that we baked last week, and it required at least another 1/4 cup of flour. The exact same recipe, exact same stuff, exact same batch of ingredients.
It's always an adventure.
It is an adventure, and it was just because, I guess, of our atmosphere in the house that day.
Sure.
Interesting.
And there was a precipitation in the air. It was snowing, so
That's right.
yes. Good.
That's good.
Yes. Now I have 1
Do you want
cup.
me to show it to them
Oh,
what
sure.
that looks like, or we
Sure.
can wait?
Oh, okay.
You want to wait?
Yeah, we just will wait. till
Okay.
we put these in. I have 1 cup of chocolate chips. Actually, the recipe that I have, that I've always used, it originally called for more chips than this, but I find that it's just too much chocolate chips.
Too chippy?
Yeah.
Too chippy?
So I've gone down to 1 cup for 2 batches.
Right. I mean, you want a good amount in your cookie, not so that it's not being skimped, but you don't want to have. I mean, we bought some cookies the other day. I haven't done the review yet, but we bought some cookies the other day, and they were chocolate chunk or something, and it was like there was hardly any cookie. It was just all chocolate, and that wasn't what I was looking for. It was like I had to drink like 2 big glasses of milk with it. Oh.
You were looking for Mom's cookies.
Yes. Okay,
mixed.
so it's just stirred in. You're just stirring in those chocolate chips. Okay, so now we got to get rid of this stuff.
Spatula off.
There's nothing better than coming home to Mom's cookies. And my mom, like, I would come home from school and I'd be like, oh man, Mom would always bake something awesome, or have cookies or a fruit stew, or I don't know, some awesome little tasty something I could just grab when I walked in the door. What a treat.
Or pudding, or squares, or
anything. Mom always had something, something special.
Yeah. Well, my mother used to do that. We had a long laneway leading to our house, and when we got off the bus, we could smell whatever it was she was making. We could always smell it when we got off the bus.
Oh, I could smell it at our driveway. We didn't have a laneway, but I could smell it at the driveway when I walked home.
Just put it over there.
Oh, I'm eating this.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw that down.
I'm just looking at this, and you know, I think I'm just going to add a few little bit more flour. Just a little tad.
Sorry, everybody, I'm licking the beater. I didn't want to do it on
favorite
camera.
thing. She always has to test everything, and then when I get the cookies on the cookie sheet, I have like 6 cookies left. She likes her cookies raw.
In many cases, I like them better raw. I know, and I'll give you the warning, you're not supposed to eat raw eggs. You eat it at your own risk, but
yes.
I've never had a problem, and I hope I never do, knock on wood.
Okay, this is perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna show it to them. Excuse me.
When you lift it with the spatula, it kind of clumps together.
Alright, so this is what we're doing. This is just stirred through, it's just mixed enough. You don't want to over mix this at all. Look at that. Now this, you know what I would do with this? I would make little balls of it, and I would freeze it for myself. That's what I did in university. I would make a batch of chocolate chip cookie dough.
We could do that for you.
And you could roll it up in little tiny nuggets so that I could just grab little poppers of cookie dough. Anyway, it's the bomb.
Okay, so we're going to preheat the oven to 375.
Put it down. Okay, so you have a cookie sheet ready.
Yes.
I'm gonna take some of this. You're gonna put it like this on the side for me, and I'm gonna pick it up from there. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's mine over
I
here.
need a couple of little spoons there to scoop this out.
That's good cookie dough.
Good. I'm glad you like it. Now the recipe calls for vanilla, but lately we haven't been crazy about adding vanilla into everything. It calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla, which is too much for me. Do you want to put a few drops in? That's what cooking is all about, you know. You find what you like and what you don't like. So
That cookie dough is awesome.
this is about 1/4 of a teaspoon.
That cookie dough is awesome.
Good. We'll just give that a little stir.
Now that's how you would make cookie dough ice cream, chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. You'd make the cookie dough like this. You'd make it little balls. You would freeze it, right? Freeze those little balls. And then what you would do is soften up some vanilla ice cream or whatever kind of ice cream. Soften up the ice cream and mix in those frozen chunks of chocolate chip cookie dough. That's how you make it.
Wow. I'm going to make these into about golf ball size.
Okay.
Balls.
And you don't even need to roll them or anything special.
You don't need to make them perfect.
So scoop them out.
Yes. Usually, for most cookies, I try to get 4 across and 5 down. But for these, they spread a little bit, and I'm just going to go 3 across.
I think it's because they're rich in butter, and the butter just oozes and
And
melts.
by the way, if you're wanting to bake and your recipe calls for a whole lot of butter and you don't have any on hand, you can always substitute half butter and half cooking oil of some kind, peanut oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil, and so it shouldn't stop you from baking, because you know, sometimes you just don't have the ingredients that the recipe calls for, but there's always a way to make it work. We find that out, Kim.
Of course. Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. Do you want to do some of these?
It's up to you, Mommy. It's up to you. What do you want to? I mean, sometimes there's too many cooks in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's never too many cooks in our kitchen. There's just the two of us.
Well, I don't want to be all in your bowl right there, in your way.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to do them.
Well, sure, if you want to, honey. I'm not stopping you.
It's up to you.
Finish these off. Here, you can put the last row on.
Okay.
I'm just going to sit down for just a second.
Okay, Mommy. All right. Golf ball size, huh?
More or less.
Let's bring you over here.
I'm good here. No?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm good here.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite cookie to make?
My favorite cookie to make?
Not to eat, just make.
Shortbread, I think.
You enjoy making the
Yeah,
shortbreads?
I like making shortbreads. I like making peanut butter cookies.
Mom's
And
peanut
I
butter
always
cookies.
dress them up a little.
Nice. Is that
I
good?
like to put just a little bit of Rice Krispies into the dough, into the batter. And, you know, you can add a little bit of coconut to give it just something special. We're going to put one sheet in at a time.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not crazy about the coconut in them. I think it ruins it, for me anyway. But I like the sprinkles.
So there we have it. Look at Kim.
Beautiful. Look at that. Whole batch of chocolate chip cookies is about to come out of this oven. What? Okay, how long, Mommy, in the oven?
Well, we're going to start with 8 minutes.
And you're going to take a look at it. Okay, so we're not going to do the second batch yet because we're waiting for our silicone sheet.
Yes.
Sponsor, send me a silicone sheet. Another one. So we can do 2 batches at one time.
That's going to be good, Kim.
Yeah. These bad boys are done. Look at that. Mom doesn't like them too golden.
Not too.
I don't like them too extremely crunchy. I like them just like that, and they're still buttery and still somewhat moist.
Yes.
But they have to cool off a little bit before I can remove them to the cooling rack, right? So we're gonna wait a couple minutes and then transfer them.
Right.
So we'll be right back.
They're just golden right around the edges, and that's perfect.
Maybe I can show them a little closer.
Okay.
There you go. I don't know if you can see much better, but there you go.
And they did spread out, but not too much.
That's because you didn't make them too big.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted them to be one of those big ooey gooey ones like you got at your high school cafeteria, you want to make it much more soft batter, and you're going to make much bigger cookies. You're going to put a whole bunch of batter on their dough.
And then you can add anything to that you want. If you love coconut, you could put coconut in there, you know.
And the chocolate, you can use a million different kinds of chocolate.
Oh, yes.
You can use chocolate bars chopped up.
Yep.
That's awesome. Score bars and...
I can't think of anything better than score bars in there.
Yum. And you could also put nuts in.
Yes.
Or seeds if you really wanted to.
If you're crazy about nuts, like I love macadamia nuts. I think they'd be great in there.
They would. You could also put dried fruit in.
And that's so good. Dried apricots in there.
And another thing that you like to do a lot is put oatmeal in them.
Yes, sometimes I do, yes.
But today we're being purists.
Yes, today it's just plain good old...
Are these ready?
Kitchen.
Yeah. Here we go. So we're just going to transfer over to the cooling rack as soon as they... you can get your spatula underneath and it's not moving the dough around, right? It has to be just cool enough to be able to pick it up in one piece.
Oh, they smell so good.
They do. And they'll be ready to eat in like 2 seconds after this point.
It won't take long.
I guess we don't have to show them the second batch. We're gonna do
No.
that after we try these. Would you have tea? I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and we're gonna eat them in a second. Okay, now's the moment of truth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try one. Grab one. Which one do you want?
So good.
Now-
And they smell heavenly.
We have our second batch in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what these guys look like. They're still warm, ooey gooey. Here's the inside of them. Look at all there's just enough chips, but not too many. Mom knows what to do. And they're still, I love them warm.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. That's my mama's cookies.
Crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
The chocolate chips are still melty. That's a good cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have another batch in the oven. Mom, another dozen. We have enough for at least 2 more dozen to make. So this batch that you're creating today is 48 cookies.
Yes.
Okay. Now, they could have used one of those little ice cream scoop things to measure out the dough on the cookie sheets, but me and Mom are both in the same boat in that we like the rustic nature and the misshapen cookies because
I like them.
it's more like natural. Look, you know, it's more like you really did it. You home baked and you
Yeah,
didn't
they
get it
don't-
from a bakery.
They don't look like processed cookies.
Exactly. They don't look like a perfect little puck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some tea, some cookies.
Nice cookies.
I wouldn't be mad coming home for March break to a batch of chocolate chip cookies that Mom baked me. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing with everybody. So make sure you check out Mom's website at ingridturnertoday.com. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E. Like the fan page at facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. My shows are on ifood.tv/cookingwithkimberly and youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. And my site is cookingwithkimberly.com. That's it, that's all. Be a champion in your kitchen and eat deliciously. Bye. Mommy. Those are good.